Hello my friends, and welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you for joining me today. We are picking the Star Watch back up. This is a jelly roll log cabin quilt. All the fabrics except for the outer border is a 2.5 inch strip. So I know I said in my updates we were just going to get on this and sew until we just couldn't sew anymore. That's not going to happen tonight, guys. It's already 20 minutes till 9 here, and I'm just not going to be able to do it tonight. My daughter came over with my grandbaby. Today was the day that she does my floors. So, you know, we just didn't get anything done. I didn't get anything done. I played with the baby. So, that's what I did. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our flying geese that we did in the last step, and we are going to sew them on the sides of our, what is this, 3-patch. And it shows us doing it with the different block at the top left. So I'm making sure, I'm just going to grab it and let's get started on it. You know, sometimes when you have one of those days, it's just one of those days. I'm really tired, but I haven't been able to get in my sewing room, and I just have to get in my sewing room today. I have to get something sewn. So let's talk a little bit about the YouTube dilemma that we have going on. I have been seeing other content creators that are having issues as well. Most of theirs is views. Mine is the ad revenue. My views are about where they normally are. You know, just because I'm not a huge channel. I have, you know, maybe right at 1,000 views a day, and are there, you know, between 500 and 1,000 views a day. It varies. Just depends on what the content is. And I have been finding a lot of things. Apparently, AI now determines ads or something like that. And the guy I spoke with through the chat had told me, you know, that they don't immediately put ads on videos. And then I saw another creator that is a large channel creator. So guys, I'm just giving you the update on what I'm finding out in my research about the ad stuff. Now, is it going to affect me putting videos out? Absolutely not. I love sewing. I love chatting with you guys. It's just helpful to have that little extra to help support your channel, you know. So everything, you know, I have subscription boxes, and I like to use my ad revenue for some subscription boxes. I like to use it to get quilts long-armed. So, you know, it just kind of puts a curveball in that equation there. But it's not going to stop me from putting videos out. Absolutely not. That is not why I started my channel. I started my channel initially. I'm not even doing what I started my channel for. I started my channel to help the younger generation because they don't have home ec in high school anymore. And what I wanted to do was present some things that you learn in home ec. And I still want to do one on like table settings, because ladies nowadays don't get out of high school knowing this. You know, if you're to host a party at your home, like a semi-formal party at your home, and you're going to have dinner and you're going to be seating people, you need to know where the silverware goes. You need to know where the napkin goes, the water glass goes. Do you need a charger? Do you not need a charger? You know, you just don't know this anymore because it is not in there. Do I think I'm qualified to tell this? Well, I don't have a degree in it. But when I was in high school, I went to, I don't know if y'all have what we call the literary rally, but I went to state on place settings. Can you believe that? I went to state and placed second, actually, in state for place settings, how to host a party, and you know, literally how close the plate is to the edge of the table. And so, I mean, I feel like I have a good understanding of it. Has things changed? Probably. I don't know. I don't know that girls nowadays would host something like that. Most of them hire a party planner to do it for them, but it's something nice to know. You know, if you decide to host a small holiday party and you need to know how to set your table, it's good to know. It's good information. I always loved home ec because we got to cook and we got to sew. Now, I don't cook so much now. I love cooking. I mean, it's just because my kitchen really doesn't work for me. I don't have the appropriate space for it. If you've watched any of my cooking videos, you will see that my space is very limited. And I've pretty much prepared everything on a island that is not a stationary, it's not a permanent fixture. And actually I'm hoping to replace that island with a shorter island or table that I can get a chair that will sit behind it, and I can prepare foods that way because my back's not as young as it once was, and you just have to learn how to modify what you do. And that's one of my modifications I'm having to make. And my husband's probably not going to be happy because he bought this island. It's almost like everything he purchased. 2 end tables, the 2 lamps, now the butcher block, I'm getting rid of. But okay, let's see, now we're done with that. We don't need to do anything with that yet. I will need to press it in a little bit. But now we're going to be adding these squares to the ends of our flying geese. Now, of course, they're not the same size. Of course. That would be too easy for me for it to be the same size. I did not measure my flying geese because I was like, whatever it is what it is. But I am going to put one on each side of the rest of them. I'm guessing it's the rest of them. That's what I'm doing it on. It says 10, so But anyway, the YouTube thing. One content creator that I saw, she is having serious issues. She has like over 10,000 subscribers and she's getting less than 1,000 views. And what she's finding, her videos are not being pushed out. She said she used to get, you know, like 5,000 to 7,000, and now she don't get that. She gets like less than 1,000. And she was talking about how there's so many creators that are getting very frustrated with it. And I can see that because I'm getting frustrated with it because it is not my income. YouTube is not my income, because if it was, I would be starving right now. I would be homeless and starving right now. Because it's not a lot. Would I like to grow my channel to something more? Yes, I would, but I don't want to lose the authenticity of my channel. That's why I have not accepted any sponsor brands or anything like that, because I just feel like you lose your authenticity when you do that, because I know it's like a job to some people, and this is not my job. This is my hobby. I love doing this. I love sharing it with you all. I hope you enjoy the content as well, but you know, why is this not wanting to pick up right now? But one of the things I have noticed is the collabs that I do with Tammy and Alicia, when I put them on my channel, they do have ads on them. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I will put over here, probably top or bottom right, maybe. I don't know which side it's going to be on, but I will put a link to those videos for you up there. That is our Friday night sew along, where we go live and sew the Yuletide sampler too. If you're interested in seeing those, the link will be at the end of the video. And you'll be able to see those videos. But those do have ads on them. My husband, he messaged me. He's like, hey, you have a video with an ad on it. And I was like, is it this one? And he's like, yeah, it is. And I was like, I'm thinking it's because the video is over an hour long. I don't really like doing videos that are that length, because no one is going to normally watch past about 8. I think my video, my update video, people watched, or the average watch time was 18 minutes. So, you know, that was a 33-minute video. So that just goes, you know, to show that people are watching about 18 minutes. So I really don't like having a video much longer than 30 to 45 minutes. I have very few that go an hour or longer. But, you know, I may try that. If that's what it takes, is to do a video that is over an hour long, I may do that. I don't have that kind of time tonight, because like I said, I just kind of peeked at my watch here, and it's like just a little over 5 minutes to 9. But I'll sew absolutely as long as I can tonight. because I want to get as much of this quilt done tonight as I possibly can. This is the Star Watch. I will have the link down in the description for this pattern. This is a paid for pattern. And guys, I have found a way that I can turn y'all down a little more on my table so you can see my fabrics and all that I have. I just haven't got it set up right now. But for the sew-alongs and things, I will start turning my camera down maybe a little more for you so you can see more of what's on my table. Now, I won't be able to trim, you know, where you can see, because, of course, that would give away measurements. And I don't want to do that. I do not want to give away any kind of measurements on a paid-for pattern because people can easily figure out a lot of patterns. Now, this one here, we all know it is a jelly roll pattern, so we know it starts out at 2.5 inches. Okay, so let's see. I was supposed to put yeah, if I don't have to pull out that seam ripper, I ain't sewing. I've got to pull, how many is this? I still got 3. I only did 2. So I'm going to cut 3 of these off because I have to take that square off. Y'all, hey, it don't get any more real than this. I have to grab my seam ripper real quick. It's right here. I've got to take that little square there off. I just got in too big of a hurry. I was too excited that maybe I was about to get these things done. But I've got to put a flying geese on the other side of 3 more of my squares. I don't know why I messed that up. Not paying attention. I had the other three laying right over here, and sure as ever, I just missed them. But it won't take too long to get these apart. And finish up these other 3 blocks that I have over here. Which that is good, because it was kind of looking like this was kind of, you know, thin. My stack was kind of thin. I was thinking, I'm not going to have enough to do both sides of these flying geese. Well, not if I do 3 of them that I shouldn't do. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these 3 little squares back in my stack. I am going to go ahead and sew this on to the other side of these 3 patches, or I guess it's called a 3 patch. I think I'd seen it somewhere called a 3 patch. And now my flying geese are definitely not perfect. They're not as long as this 3 patch is. I'm trying to make them match. But I'm not going to worry about it. It's all going to come out in the wash. So I'm not too worried about it. Okay, got me another one here. I'm lining up that point on the center seam there. And I can actually kind of see that through the fabric there. And y'all, oh my goodness, I am a reality TV junkie. I'm telling you, I'm a Sister Wives fan. Because I just don't know how women could do that. I guess I'm the jealous type. I wouldn't want my husband being married to know 3 other women. No. But I have been watching that, and I know a lot of that is probably scripted. I didn't watch the whole episode, the first episode of season 20. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. It will be watched tonight, though. It will be. Because, well, I don't know. If I'm sleepy, it won't be. But I don't know why, but I am fascinated by that. Okay, guys, I am going to press these, and I'm not going to worry about pressing my flying geese yet, because I've got to put another one on the end with those. So, you know what? I'm not going to worry about pressing these either right now. You know? Why do that? Let's just get these cut apart and get that square put on the other end. I need to work better here. That's what I need to do. I can press it all at the same time. So what we're going to do now is we have these flying geese with this square put on it. We are going to put one on this end now. But I don't know if I gave you what I have decided about YouTube, what it is. I have seen 2 things that I'm thinking are probably likely. One of the things I saw said that once you upload your video, to not release it for 24 to 48 hours. Because AI does the checks on it to make sure, you know, you're not messing with any copyright, and it's, you know, it follows the guidelines for ads. Well, my video goes through a check, and it tells me it's ready. But then, and you know, one of the guys that I was talking to with YouTube, he told me, he said, well, you know, your video goes through checks. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And it tells me, you know, nothing was found and it was all good, and I could put it out there. I've never had anything found in any of my videos because I don't play music. I don't, you know, I try to stay non-biased on topics. And so, you know, it just kind of threw me, but I saw another content creator today say the same thing about the 24 to 48 hours that their AI is doing the checks. So it's like, okay. So, but this video is going to be less than 24 hours. So it's no telling. But I know the replay of Friday night, that was just uploaded late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. I had it partially done Saturday night, and I completed it Sunday morning because the upload process is quite lengthy. For me, I do edit my videos. I edit out quiet moments. I edit out the pressing, because you don't want to just sit here and hear nothing, you know. But I may quit cutting those out to extend the length of the video just a little bit, and maybe throw a little music in there with it. So that's what I'm coming up with. I'm hoping I only have one more, because that's all the little squares I've got is one more. But that's the two things I'm going to be working on right now, is trying to get my videos uploaded at least 48 hours ahead of time. I normally do my videos on the weekends and try to get them uploaded, but sometimes, like right now, I didn't do that this weekend. I was working in my house and I was just doing it day by day, and that's where I'm still at. Okay, so we are done with these. I am going to trim these apart, and we're going to press these along with the 3-patch flying geese set, which was 5 blocks. And I just have to see how everything presses here real quick. On the 3-piece, they press out, and on these, they press in. So guys, I will be right back once I have everything pressed. Okay, friends. Get my little water there. I am now rejuvenated. We've got our 5 done, and then we've got our 10 done here. So now we are going to be putting these squares together, and we're just going to see how it goes. We're hoping it goes good. But I'm thinking I'm going to try to sew as much as I absolutely can tonight. As long as my eyelids will stay open, I think I'm going to sew. Because I am rejuvenated, determined. I want to get this further in the process than it is. Making sure that lines up and is on that center seam there. Now I do know that I have that flying geese seam right there, so what I'm going to try to do is hold these threads over to the side, and if necessary, help it. It went pretty smooth there. And y'all, I completely forgot in my updates to tell y'all another upcoming project. And I also forgot to tell you that another project that is ongoing is my cotton cuts flyaway. I completely forgot about that one. And we should be getting our clue, I think, this Friday, possibly. This Friday. Since I prepaid for my fabrics, I will get my clues in an evidence locker. And, yeah, I'll just have to go print it out and sew it up for you guys. Because I want to be getting this. I think we're on clue 7 or 8. I'm not sure. I can't recall off the top of my head at all. And that's okay that I can't. because I have so much going on that it's hard to remember everything that I'm doing. And the funny thing is, I took my little notebook and went right here behind me, and I'm like, okay, I just wrote down all the projects, not thinking I had a box right there on top that had all my cotton cuts clues in it, not thinking. I'm going to have to get my design wall in here. My husband had bought me the boards that I needed to do it, but he put them, instead of bringing them in the house, he put them out in the shed. I don't know why, but he did, and now I have to get him to bring them in from the shed. And the idea is they'll be removable. I can put them up behind me and I can take them down, because I may want to put a quilt on it and not take it off, and I can just move it to like behind you guys and store it. I have a space over here between my AccuQuilt cabinet and my shelving over there that I can actually stand them up and store them. And they shouldn't take a lot of, you know, I could fold them in on one another and they shouldn't take a lot of room up. Because my fabric for it is sitting right over here on this side on a box, waiting on me to figure out how I'm going to attach the fabric onto these boards. It needs to be a way that I can remove it and it won't damage the I think it's felt or something like that. I don't know, it's flannel. It's a flannel, I think. It don't matter what it is. It's a lot of fabric. It's about 8 yards and it's sitting over here waiting on me to get them boards in. And see, I have flannel in that bag right there. That's a quilt that I don't recall the name of the pattern, so I didn't put it on there. But it is in one of my quilt books that's on my bookshelf over here to the right of me that I need to pull, because I got way more flannel than I needed for this, because I was just gathering flannels that I thought I would like, and I've got lots of flannel that I like. So what I'll do is I will cut, and I'm going to make sure that it's a bed cover, you know, like a winter bed cover, but I've got to wash all that flannel first. And then I'm just going to get some cotton yardage and back it with that. It won't have, I won't put batting in it. It won't need batting. I don't know. I say it won't, but you know, we never know what's going to happen this this winter. I saw some of the craziest stuff on YouTube. Beware of all these rabbit holes that's out there right now, because there are some that are just I think a lot of them do it for views, honestly. Now, I said that was it on my soapbox, but that's it. The rabbit hole I'm going down right now is getting this log cabin done. That is what I'm doing. This is actually, these seams all nest real well. So I'm hoping my stars look like stars when it's all said and done. I'm very hopeful. I told y'all yesterday there's a bunch of hopes and dreams going on. This is one of them because I've never been really good at flying geese. I know how to measure them. I know how to cut them, but it's just that side piece just never seems to be straight. Now I'm wondering if I'm going to use this roll up of this this spool. I don't know why I couldn't think that. This spool of it's superior thread. And it's a large spool. I put it on probably early summer, late spring, maybe. I'm wondering if I'm going to use it all up. I still probably have about half the spool left, and I don't think I'll be using it up this year. But I do have a jar over here that has all my spools that I have emptied this year in it. I don't really use a lot of the small spools of thread just because I sew so much, and I would literally be changing it out every day. Now, if I have a small project and I think, you know, it would be great to use a coordinating thread, and sometimes when I do my binding, I will do that as well. I'll use a coordinating thread. But overall, when I sew, I use a light gray or dove gray. If it's Aurifil, it's called dove gray. Anything else, it's a light gray, or not really a silver. But it just kind of blends with everything. Now, I did get some cotton spools. I have one over here. But I am finding that cotton thread leaves a lot of fuzz in my machine. So I try not, well, I use cotton thread. I think what I'm using right now, I think is cotton thread. But I don't like having all that fuzz in my machine, and I just have to clean it out, clean it out, clean it out. You know, when I had my machine service, they didn't say anything about, you know, anything like that. February or January, February may be time for me to have my machine serviced again. That's about when I had it serviced this year. And the thread cutter worked all of maybe a day. I think what happened, there's some little springs on that thread cutter. And I'm thinking that's what's happened. They haven't, they pop off, because I have found that little spring already. I mean, within a week of having it, that little spring was off. So that may be a design flaw of the Bernina. I was really hoping to have a thread cutter, but it's okay if I don't. I can sew without it. But when I get out of here, I do need to go cook something, because I have to have some lunch for tomorrow. I've already got breakfast, so that's not an issue. Y'all, my ear's itching here. Okay, this is my last star. I think what I'm going to end up doing is pressing this out, and we will be right back after I do that. And I'm not sure exactly what we'll be doing after this. I'm sure assembling the quilt, but I'm not sure. I have not turned the page to see what the next step is. Because right now I am kind of one step at a time, and that is how we are doing it. So we've got that done. I'm going to cut these apart and press them. It shows me pressing the seams open. That's not going to happen. A 1/4 inch seam is not big enough for me to press open. It's going to be pressed one way or the other. So I will be right back. Okay, friends, we are shaking and baking right now. I have my 5 stars done. So I am going to turn this page, and it is all assembly. It says, so 4 neutral vertical sashing strips between 5 log cabin blocks make 5 rows. So we need 5 rows. I'm going to kind of make 5 stacks over here, and I'll be right back after I kind of determine how they're going to be. Okay, so now I have my 5 stacks of blocks, or my rows, and I know this is going to be hard to keep up with, you know, which ones. So what I'm going to do is work on 1 block at a time. I'm going to sew a side sashing. Does it need to be on the front? It looks like it's just between the blocks. Does not look like it is in front of or at the end. So what I will do is take each block and put a sashing on the right side of it, and then the very last block I won't put anything on it, and then I will take those off of the machine, take them apart, and then start constructing the quilt, because I have them laid in the order that I want them in the rows. Not that it's going to be, there's no rhyme or reason, there's nothing to it, you know. It's just, there's nothing to it. And then I think after I do these 5 rows, I will do the star row. And I think it shows turning the stars different directions. So your finished piece will show in a different place on each row, or each placement. But I really like these colors of this jelly roll. This is perfect for my son. And he's always been one that has liked cover, you know, a throw on him when he sits on the couch. And now that he's got his little girl, she likes them too. Okay, so I got one more. Okay. Thought that might have been my last one, but it's not. We're going to see how many rows we can get done here. Okay, so now what we're doing is sewing our rows together. And I've got the first 2 pieces. I'm not starting on the next row. I'm continuing with the 1 row. I got the first 2 pieces done. This is the 3rd piece. And I will sew the 4th piece. Now remember, we have 5 blocks in each row. I'm going to try to line this up and get it here under that needle. I had it lined up, but I will double check that now that I have it under that needle. We'll make sure the edge is lined up properly. So what we'll do now is I'm going to take that 5th piece, lay it over here on my machine, because I'm keeping that 5th piece as my end piece. I'm just trimming it apart. I know which one is my 1st piece and I know which one is my 2nd. So we've got our 1st here and our 2nd here. And guys, I talk to myself when I sew just to make sure I'm keeping certain things in the forefront of my mind so I don't mix it up. Do y'all do that? Do you talk to yourself to make, give yourself accountability? I try to do that to make sure I am sewing it all straight. I'm going to make sure that goes all the way out to the end. I could possibly get it over there. Okay, so now we're adding our 5th piece to this row. Guys, this is the first time I've ever made a log cabin, so I'm really excited to see how this comes out. I will press this just so I can see what this row looks like, and I will show it to y'all. Let me check the time. Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to keep sewing. I'm going to keep sewing. Tomorrow's going to be a hard day. It's already going to be a hard day. It's payroll day. Payroll days are always hard for me. Okay, so we've got row 1 done. Let me see how I press, how I'm supposed to press this. It says press to the sashing. So guys, I will be right back after I press this and y'all will see what my first row looks like. Okay, friends, I don't know if y'all are ready for this, but this is stinking cute. Look at this. Look at that. Now, if I make another one, another log cabin, I will probably not do, like this one has got 2 darks. I will probably, first off, not do plaid. Plaid is not a good choice, but that is really cute. Really, really cute. So on to our 2nd row. I told y'all I'm just sewing as long as I possibly can. This is probably going to be an hour-long video for sure. My goal is to try to get at least 1 quilt top done. Well, I did Saturday. We got that quilt top done. But let's see how many we can get done this week. I'm so excited. And I think this cream colored sashing is going to make a world of difference in the rows. I think it's going to be just the right contrast. But I am worried because I did pick some of the cream colored background strips for the log cabins. See, here's one right here. I thought I had pulled them all out, but apparently I missed one. Yeah, I probably need to make my husband a quilt, huh? He's not really into quilts. He's not really into anything, really. And right now, I'm into downsizing. So, guys, there will be, I hate to say it, but there will be a quilt sale before Christmas. And I know you guys make quilts for your families, and, you know, that is great. But, you know, if you just happen to want something that I have made, I will tell you, I don't put labels on my quilts. I just don't do it because, I don't know. I just don't. I know I should, but I don't. I'm sorry. So is this my 5th one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So, okay. So we're good to pull these off of the machine and take them apart and stack them back up here in the right order. Actually, there is no order. I could put them any direction or any order, but this is just kind of how it looked best when I was laying it all out. So I'm just calling this the order. I know I'm going quiet, aren't I? I'm sitting here trying to see how much I can get done tonight. I know there is going to be another sewing session. There will be. Because there is absolutely no way I can get this 100% done tonight. And I was thinking I was going to quilt this myself, but I don't know. I may carry it and get it long armed. I really don't have enough time to quilt, and I want to quilt that one myself, you know, really for a cost-effective quilt for me. Okay, so here's our first 2 rows, and here's, our first 2 pieces of this row and our second 2 pieces of this row. And I know people are going to ask, no, I did not trim my blocks. I should have, but I did not. Can that affect the outcome of the quilts? It most likely will. But I am not that worried about it. I mean, why be worried about it? So now what I'm going to do is just flip this one over, and I've got to find the direction it's supposed to go. We're going to line up at the top and the edge there. Double checking and making sure I'm lined up here. Okay, so second row, I am not going to press these right at the moment. What I will do is lay them over my pressing station over here, and I will do that off screen or off the video, because what we want to see is a quilt top coming together. We want to see these rows getting finished. And if getting all my rows done tonight is what happens, and then we will do the star blocks. I'm probably not going to get all the rows done. That's okay though. The whole thing is push forward, get something done every day. Now, will I work on this tomorrow? No, I won't work on this tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be working a different work in progress. Y'all know what it is. I told y'all what it was in the updates yesterday, what I was working. And I'm pretty much staying to that until I complete this quilt. We do have the 2 new sew-alongs that will be coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, we will be doing Trip Around the Block. It is a Carol Thielen pattern. She does have a YouTube video out there, and she also has the pattern out there for you. I had it linked in the description yesterday. If I remember, I will add it in the comments as well. I will pin it in the comments if you're interested in getting that pattern and sewing along with us come Saturday. I still have not gotten the additional fabrics that I need for the pumpkin sitting pattern that was in the spooky box. That is what we will be doing Sunday. But I do need to go get some additional fabrics for that. Will I use the same ones that they have listed? Probably not. I will probably put my own twist to that pattern. I don't know. It was actually like 2 or 3 fabrics that we needed of yardage. So hopefully I can go get that. I'll have to get it because if I don't, I won't be able to do the sew along. I will try to see what I have in my stash to do the project. Okay, so that's our 5th piece. Because I have all kinds of yardage that I could use. I have lots of background here that I can use. So I'm going to try to get something out of my stash to use. But if I can't, I don't mind going and buying fabric. That is definitely a weakness of mine. It's like, it's okay, I can go buy more. Sitting here going, you know good and well you need to quit buying all that fabric. Because I have so much in my stash right now. My stash is just overflowing. Yeah, I didn't tell y'all about my grandbaby coming over today. My daughter comes on Mondays and does my floors and takes my garbage out for me because I can't walk it to the end of the drive. And so she does that for me. She comes and does that for me. She was so tired today. I don't know. She said she hasn't been feeling well. Her back is hurting, and like the rest of us, you know, back problems. And but anyway, that baby, she opened my fridge because she hasn't seen the inside of my new fridge. And she opened it. And my grandbaby, he was like, eat, eat. He thinks that refrigerator door opens and he's got to eat. So I had some chicken and broccoli fettuccine Alfredo. And I told her, I said, you go on and do what you need to do. I'll feed him. He's fine. I'll feed him. I said, that's what grandmas are supposed to do, is feed these babies. So I heated him some up. I had made a big pot of it the other day and planned on taking a bowl over to her anyway. So I hated that little bowl, and that little boy was just bouncing the whole time, and he loves broccoli. He literally just reached his hand in that bowl, and it was his bowl, so he could do it. He reached his hand in that bowl. He was impatient. He wanted that broccoli, and his Gigi was not going fast enough and getting that broccoli fast enough for him. But he ate a whole bowl of chicken and broccoli fettuccine Alfredo. And he loved it. I asked him, I said, do you want to take some of that home with you? And he nodded. So I told my daughter, I said, I have one bowl left of it, because I had packaged it out for lunches. And I told her, I said, I have one bowl of it left. I will package it up for you and you can take it home, and he'll probably eat that too. So I imagine I will be hearing from her tomorrow telling me he either ate it last night or he was going to eat it today. I mean, eat it tomorrow, like, because I'm so happy that baby has got a healthy appetite. He does not turn much away. He don't eat a lot of bread. He don't eat hamburgers. He will eat the burger patty and the french fries, but he don't want the ham. He don't want the bread. He don't like sandwiches. He just doesn't. And like if you give him something that's got, bread on it, he won't eat it. Okay, guys, I got 3 rows done, and I think I'm going to call it a night because it is already 15 after 10, and 4:30 comes early in the morning. It sure does, and I need to get this video edited and uploaded, so I know it's not going to be 24 hours, but hopefully it'll get an ad in it. Hopefully it will. But friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your day just to sit with me. I hope you're sewing with me. Even if it's only a few stitches and you sit back and talk to me through your TV, that's fine too. But leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not yet. If you think you are subscribed, please double check, because I was watching another creator video that I think it was put out about 5 days ago. And she was saying that she had channels that she knew she was subscribed to, and she was unsubscribed from them. And she has talked to YouTube about that, and they're saying they're not doing that. She says they do a wipe, though, in the evening time. So you will see a different, like if there's no interaction, it's like people are being cleaned out or something. So if anything, give a thumbs up, share the video. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. All these things do help my channel. It will keep you from being unsubscribed. And all you have to do is thumbs up and share the video, and and that will keep you in, or should. That is what I'm seeing, because I'm noticing videos that if I comment on them or I do a thumbs up and I have the notification bell on, I continue to get those videos. You just have to interact with the channel, and you guys are great. I love all the comments. I try to respond to them every day. So thank you so much for that. So, and as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.